This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear with Sophie Cunningham smiling.
Bria Hartley dives for Sophie Cunningham's knees, doesn't even try to avoid the collision, doesn't try to move out the way. Bria Hartley sees Sophie's legs and says, that's the direction I'm going to fall in, even though...
And Sophie's mother, Paula, Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's playing mean and plays out of control.
Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player. Can continue to survive these things. Here you see Sophie Cunningham laid out on the floor, holding her knee. The lady was in tears, crying as Lexi Hall approached her to help her.
Bria Hartley has been suspended for her brutal hit on Sophie Cunningham. But let's be real, what else can we expect from this league and its officiating? From Caitlin Clark getting knocked out to Hartley targeting one of the WNBA's brightest stars, the league has become a minefield of cheap shots. And the worst part? Hartley smiled after she left Sophie writhing on the court. Is that the kind of play we're going to allow in the league?
I think it's one of those things where people are looking too much into things. Smiling or not, nothing intentional happens in basketball. And on the other hand, Sophie hard fouling a player, like, yeah, she got called for attack. Like, I think we're looking too much into this. I think we are looking too much into this.
Here we go again. This isn't Bria Hartley's first rodeo when it comes to dirty play. She's turned the WNBA into her personal highlight reel of unsportsmanlike antics. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Remember when she grabbed Angel Reese by the ponytail in mid-game? Not just a tug, but a full-on grip, like she was trying to reel in a fish.
That has emerged with Bria Hartley smiling and laughing over this incident of Sophie Cunningham being hurt.
Then there was the Skylar Diggins collision. No basketball move, just a reckless body check. And let's not forget the Rebecca Allen incident, where Hartley turned a basketball possession into a WWE audition, scratching and clawing at Allen's shoulder like she was auditioning for a wrestling match. And now it's Sophie Cunningham's turn.
That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick.
Sophie goes down hard after Hartley crashes into her knee. It's a painful fall that makes everyone watching instinctively grab their own leg. Yet there's Sophie, still managing to walk off the court in obvious agony.
She's roared to being the second most popular player in the WNBA because I believe that's happened. And now the Indiana Fever has lost both of their top draws.
But what's Bria Hartley doing? Grinning, smiling like she just won the lottery. The second Sophie hits the ground, Hartley's over there like it's just another Tuesday, and fans lost it. Social media erupted with outrage, calling the play cheap, dirty, and despicable.
It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is.
The anger was instant. Fans couldn't believe their eyes when Hartley was caught grinning after injuring one of the most beloved players in the league. Sophie's toughness is part of what makes her so popular. She's known for playing through pain, but to see a player like Hartley pull this stunt, it felt like a direct attack on one of the few stars that brings in the fans.
Grabbing Angel Reese's ponytail, what are we, in preschool? Body checking Skylar Diggins in the open court. What are we doing? Clawing at Rebecca Allen, leaving marks on her shoulder, leaving blood dripping down.
Hartley didn't just hurt Sophie, she hurt the league's reputation. But honestly, should anyone even be surprised? Hartley has a track record a mile long. Dirty play is her brand. From ponytail grabbing to reckless body checks, she's built a reputation for turning basketball games into chaotic, aggressive brawls.
Falling into Sophie Cunningham's knees. Bria Hartley is a dirty player. There's no other way to slice this cake. There's no other way to explain.
The truth is, Hartley's a liability. She stays in the league not because of skill, but because her antics keep her relevant. Without these dirty moves, she'd just be another player no one remembers. Instead, she's become notorious for her foul play.
Watch out for Bria Hartley because she's a dirty-ass player.
But Sophie Cunningham isn't just another player. She's a fighter. Despite the hits, the injuries, and the disrespect, she keeps coming back. Sophie's nickname, Sophie the Trophy, is a testament to her popularity. She plays with heart, with fire, and fans love her for it. And yet, despite all the attacks on her, whether it's getting suplexed in preseason or being thrown to the ground by Brittany Sykes, Sophie refuses to back down. And that's the real issue here, the WNBA's failure to protect its stars.
This is Hartley right here
Like
coming
she tries to
in,
slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls
and
in
she
explosion
crushes
with that lower leg.
in
You see her immediately
on
grab
the
it.
knee of Sophie right here.
She went down.
Players like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are the faces of the league. They draw in fans, they drive ratings, but they're getting taken out by dirty plays. And what's the league doing? Nothing. It's beyond time for the WNBA to step up and protect its stars. If they don't, they risk losing the players who actually matter to the league's future.
And it looked like Stephanie White is extremely emotional after this hard-fought game. Sophie Cunningham family is extremely pissed off.
What's at stake here is the future of the WNBA itself. If players like Sophie and Caitlin can't stay on the court because of cheap shots, the league's future is at risk. Fans are already frustrated. If these stars get sidelined, TV ratings will plummet and ticket sales will follow.
I think we are looking too much into this, like Bria Hartley smiling after Sophie Cunningham ending up getting injured.
The league needs to get serious about protecting its stars, or it risks fading into irrelevance. Bria Hartley's actions raise questions about the culture within the WNBA. Is the league turning a blind eye to these kinds of behaviors?
Sophie Cunningham got into it with early in the season. What are the odds? What are the odds this incident takes place with Bria Hartley, a player that's found herself in the center of flagrant fouls, in the center of pulling ponytails many times this season?
Hartley is emblematic of a deeper issue. When the league fails to discipline players like her, it sends a message that these kinds of actions are acceptable. It creates a toxic atmosphere where dirty play is normalized, and talented players like Sophie Cunningham become pawns in a game that shouldn't be about violence, but skill.
It's just emotional, guys. I'm hella mad. Hartley need to be suspended on a major level completely. Probably at this point, she's more dirtier than DJ Carrington.
Hartley's behavior doesn't just affect the players in the moment, it affects the entire trajectory of their careers. A knee injury to Sophie Cunningham could cost her not just the season, but her future prospects. Injuries like this take a mental toll, not just a physical one.
Based on your previous action, your reputation precedes you. Based on your previous actions, I need to assume all of these plays that you take place in are dirty plays, because that's the kind of player you are.
The emotional impact of knowing that another player's reckless actions have jeopardized your career cannot be understated. And for what? For a few seconds of glory that ultimately tarnish Hartley's legacy in the eyes of fans and fellow players.
Can somebody please explain those physics again? Don't want to hear it, because this is a dirty player. All the defending that people might want to do, because there are some defenders out there, believe it or not, all the defending people might want to do for Bria Hartley, she deserves none of it.
Fans are beginning to lose trust in the WNBA. Every time a dirty player like Hartley gets away with an attack, it chips away at the league's credibility. Fans don't want to watch a sport where their favorite players are constantly at risk of being injured by players who don't play by the rules. If the WNBA doesn't take serious action to clean up the game, they'll risk losing their most loyal supporters and never gain the trust of new ones. The league's current stance on dirty plays isn't working. With stars like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark being targeted, it's time for the league to implement stronger penalties and safeguards for its players. Whether it's increasing suspensions, revising the rules, or putting more pressure on the referees to make consistent calls, the league needs to take responsibility for protecting its athletes.
Bria Hartley doesn't even deserve to be on a roster in this league. Sophie Cunningham's family saying, what's going on here? You guys are calling out Sophie Cunningham, finding Sophie Cunningham for calling out the officiating. Meanwhile, you're letting players just take dives.
This incident with Bria Hartley is a symptom of a much larger issue: player safety in professional sports. It's not just about one game or one player. It's about ensuring that all players can compete at the highest level without fearing for their health. The WNBA needs to put player safety at the forefront of their policies, ensuring that cheap shots and reckless plays are a thing of the past. Until then, the league will continue to struggle with credibility, trust, and a long-term future in the spotlight.
They wanted to hurt Sophie. They made it their business to hurt Sophie, and that's exactly what they did, was hurt Sophie, and I'm hella mad.
The fans are making their voices heard, and the WNBA can no longer ignore them. After the Hartley incident, fans flooded social media with petitions, comments, and calls for justice. This is the moment where the WNBA has to decide. Will they listen to the fans and take action, or will they continue to let dirty plays ruin the game? The fans have made it clear they want change. It's up to the league to deliver. This is a pivotal moment for the WNBA. The league has a choice. Either they can continue to let players like Hartley tarnish the game, or they can clean it up and show the world that they care about protecting their stars.
Sophie's sister Lindsay and her mom Paula. At WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game, protect your athletes.
It's time for the WNBA to make a bold statement, starting with a severe penalty for Hartley and a commitment to player safety that sets a precedent for years to come. Bria Hartley isn't unlucky. She's not misunderstood. She's a repeat offender, and the Sophie Cunningham incident just proves it once again. Sophie's one of the brightest stars in the league, and yet here we are, her injury turning into another headline for Hartley's highlight reel. The WNBA has a choice: either step up and protect their stars or watch the league lose its shine. Fans are watching closely, and they're fed up with seeing dirty players like Hartley go unpunished. The clock is ticking. By expanding the story with new sections focusing on the larger issues surrounding the WNBA's handling of player safety, Hartley's history of dirty plays, and the fans' growing disillusionment, the script not only meets the required length, but also maintains a fast-paced, engaging narrative that holds the viewer's attention. This expanded version provides deeper context, more dramatic language, and new angles to explore, making it a comprehensive, high-retention script for your YouTube content.